I'm now going to show you how I do my Rococo style scroll, and it's based on any type of scroll really, so it's just elongated. So I'm turning my paper and I'm trying to get the correct shape at the beginning. You see, you must always, at the very beginning of most of your designs, get the backbones correct. So turn the paper, make sure that you know from various angles that it looks correct. Looking from one angle sometimes it gets distorted. So now I'm going to make this like a belt. You see, a strap of some sort. This is what they're based on. So now we've got this roadway going all the way around, all the same width, you see. Now, with my type of work, and I've done it on the kaleidoscope, and I can seem to get a multitude of designs from the one design because of this, like a Fibonacci method of proportions. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it builds up, but they're all on the same, you see. So that's one length. So if it's like a graver, like we used to use, because of the tension, we haven't got the pneumatic engraving tool that just plows along. This we didn't. We had this and we came to a stop there. Oh. So now we re-enter the engraver to come around this part. So it's the same length again, you see. Boom. Oh. So that's there, and you turn. Now you're going to cut another one underneath. Very similar length in a way, maybe slightly shorter. We take this one here. See, this is another leaf. It's another proportion. You see there? It's got the same again. These like little hooks. There's another hook over the top again. So now we've created a leaf. So we have this style. So instead of coming right from the back here, making this very thin, you can do it, but I like to bring it from underneath because it's like a stem growing all the way around here too, you see. So now I bring it again. I do the same again here. That's what I said. You can enter this with a bit more depth, and it makes a variety. See, now if you go lightly with the graver and your pencil going, and then put more pressure on, now you get your darkening coming through. You see, you got your shadow coming through. And it's done this movement. You get it in one movement. Then you try again. Now, instead of just this one around here, I might make a little wriggle like that, you see? So a little S shape. I bring it back here and keep it away from the edge here. See? So we're still keeping this small tube going here, this small stem that is growing off. Give them another little guy like that, you see? 1, 2, then another, boom, like that. So this is how we're going. It's like a step ladder. We're creating these movements there. It's a plant. There's another little bud just shot out there. And the leaf is starting to open. And so we do this, you see? So I do that. What I'm trying to emphasize is that when I see a lot of other engraving, I'll take this for an example here. Have we got one under here? Okay, this one, or this one, okay? So now what you normally see is either because they don't have enough time or they don't know exactly how to fill, they will just put one big leaf in like so, and yeah, you put another one in like that. So after a while it gets boring. It doesn't do much. It doesn't give you much. And it's just that shape. Now it's these shapes that will create, these ones here, that will create more interest because you're using these here like so. You see, you put them in there. I could then, if I wish, to fill in something like that, I'm going around, I could build one out here, and I could take it from here again, around the back here, like that, and bring one right down here. I can play with these, you see. This is just do that. There, because it's going to fold underneath itself, it's going to go like that. So these are the various tricks you can do with this. You see, you're going around. Now, instead of just 2 or 3, you've got a whole gang of these leaves coming. And with each one of these, with experience, you can make various shapes in them, you see. So now we have this, and it's going around. On some occasion, or most of my occasions, because I see it round and I want to do something different, I can make this plant grow off that way. You see, like that. And then because it's got to go round here, this has got to go and make a little leaf again, similar movements. And I will do this. Same click around, you see. So now we've got that. It was all done on this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we go again. 1, 2. Then we start back here. 3. And we can do that. You can just do one similar. So now we kind of come to the head. This is going to be the finish. But it's similar to these in its way, but it's going to fold under. So now I will move from here to here. You see, take that, get that there. Now we're going to do very similar again. Another little head like so. We could make another one of these. 1. This is what they do. This is what you're doing, you see. And then it folds under. It can fold under. So this is where you can make a variety of finishes to it. You can darken it like that, and just leave the head like that, or just cut another in like that. So that looks as though this is folding over the top. See, you could shape that down. This is just an example. I then, when I've done it, or when I'm cutting, I would have darkened these areas here. You see, so you put, just like a pen that expands when you draw with it, the nib would spread, or a paintbrush would spread, and then it will create its own shadow without any real, see, under here. So this is a fine cut. These are fine cuts over the top. This is underneath. The light is shining from the top there, creating a shadow. So this one, this backbone here, is fine, but the other guy under here needs to come out. So that can be darkened with a little bit more emphasis underneath. You see, like so. And the same with here, not that part there, because the light is shining there, but we create it underneath here. You see, so that's how we would get. So all these created a shadow in its own way. Okay, now this is a fairly rough drawing with this pencil, and I haven't refined it at all, but it's just giving you an idea of how I would work. We then would shade in this bit here with your gravy. You would make fine lines here, and you would create a little more shadow there, and a little bit more shadow there. You can make it like a belt and make a hole in there, so when you put your buckle in it, you click it up. So this will make another pattern. See, it creates interest. Then we will shade, but the tendency with the microscope, and most of our friends now that are doing this type of thing, under the microscope it looks quite well, but you can overshade. So maybe 2 or 3 strokes here is all that's needed. Otherwise it can look like a blot, a blur of things. But of course this is, as I mentioned before, it's just a rough sketch, and so I haven't really put any refined lines in. But this will give you just a rough outline of what we are doing. So I'll leave it for the moment and I'll come back on something else.